The heads of state in Lahore, Pakistan, made a critical decision to help give affirmative action to Muslims in Africa by declaring to start 2 universities in Africa. One for Anglophone Africa, African countries that used to be ruled by the British, and and another one for Francophone Africa, for those countries that used to be led by French. And by the way, although it is an Islamic university, about 25 to 30% of our students are non-Muslim. So it's a diverse environment. And I will tell you that I've met a lot of non-Muslim parents who have chosen our university, sent their girls to wear hijab at their university because they believe there is something behind the dress.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone, this is Mustafa Zain and this is COMSTECH Podcast. Welcome Professor Ismail Simbwa, Rector of University, Islamic University in Uganda, IUIU.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Professor, could you please provide a brief profile of the Islamic University in Uganda, IUIU?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I'm Ismail Simbwa Gyagenda, Rector, Islamic University in Uganda. And this university is unique in Uganda because it's not really a Ugandan university. Uganda hosts the university on behalf of the 57 members of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The idea to start this university was way back in 1974 at the second summit of the heads of state of the Organization of Islamic Conference at that time. Now it's Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The heads of state in Lahore, Pakistan, made a critical decision to help give affirmative action to Muslims in Africa by declaring to start 2 universities in Africa. One for Anglophone Africa, African countries that used to be ruled by the British, and and another one for Francophone Africa, for those countries that used to be led by French. So the president at that time was General Idi Amin. He offered Uganda to become the host for that university, for the Anglophone university. It took some time, took actually 14 years, and the current government under the General Kaguta Museveni had just come to power in 1986, and they found that idea on the books, and they liked it, they embraced it, and indeed committed that Uganda would host the university. So 2 years later, in 1988, the university started small. It started at a secondary school, February 10th, 1988, with only 80 students and only 2 faculties, education and Islamic studies and Arabic language. Alhamdulillah, over the next 37 years, the university has grown to have 8 faculties, including arts and social sciences, science, business studies, law, health sciences, as well as management studies. Now, and agribusiness and natural resource sciences. And inshallah next year, we are going to add a 9th faculty of engineering and technology. From 80 students in 1988, now we have over 14,000 students coming from over 25 countries, most of them from the rest of Africa, but also from outside Africa, some from Yemen, from even Saudi Arabia, and so forth. So there is no question that the aim of the founders to have a higher education institution to cater for the youth, African youth, has really paid off. It's a comprehensive university. We have over 125 programs that are accredited by the National Council for Higher Education. Among those, our signature courses is education, of course, Islamic studies and Arabic language, but also law and medicine. We started a medical school in 2014, and now we graduate over 100 medical doctors every year from all over Africa. So it's one of the signature universities of the OIC, under the OIC auspices, and we are glad that some of the we have produced over 40,000 graduates over the last 38
MashaAllah.
years. So it's a comprehensive university, and also it aspires to also build the character of the students. I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But one of its uniqueness is that we try to build both skills and character for the students.
Very interesting, Professor.
Yeah.
What is your core vision for your core vision for IUIU's role as an academic beacon in East Africa?
There's no question that the best investment that any country or region can make is in human resource. You have to build the human capital, human resource in order to develop the country. So we see IUIU as being part of that core institution in Uganda and East Africa that prepares our young people and the middle-aged ones who want to come back to school to go back and serve the community and develop the country and lead in different fields, from humanities to religion, as well as medicine and other professional courses. So we see our vision as really a center for excellence to prepare the young people and professionals to go and add value to their communities and societies wherever they are coming from. Of course, our 5 major core values as a university is excellence, faith, integrity, diversity, and creativity. And these are the core values of the university, and we try to show them in the way we deal with our students, the way we deal with our staff, but also in inculcating them in our students so that by the time they graduate, they have those values to take back to their communities around the world.
About the community, how does IUIU ensure its graduates are not just qualified, but actively contribute to Africa's development?
I think, as I said before, one of the unique characteristics of our university is that from the very beginning, we structured the environment at IUIU to build character as well. For example, we have codes for dress for both young males and females, the way they dress. We insist on all the females putting on hijab, and also the males to have decent clothing. At first, it was a bit controversial because in the university setting, especially in that region, university students were left free to do whatever they wanted. And when we started these kinds of guidances and codes, it was looked at as being controversial. But over the last 38 years, the community has come to appreciate these values. And by the way, although it is an Islamic university, about 25 to 30% of our students are non-Muslim. So it's a diverse environment. And I'll tell you that I've met a lot of non-Muslim parents who have chosen our university, sent their girls to wear hijab at their university because they believe there is something behind the dress. It's not just the dress, it's the issue of decency, the issue of being able to concentrate on your studies and not be distracted by other things. It has come to be embraced by the community. We have a lot of co-curricular activities that stress team spirit, that stress teamwork, that stress integrity and honesty in dealings. Our students go out during the the holidays as well as during school time to do community activities and dawah activities. So these activities help to shape a graduate by the time they leave who understands that they have to serve the community. They are not achieving education just for their own sake, but rather for the entire community as well as the global community. So that is really what makes IUIU unique. And currently you find our products everywhere, in the public service, in the private service, in the military, in the police, in the politics, but they are really known for their discipline and integrity.
Yes. Some difficulties when you're cultivating this culture of hijab and Islamic dress? You're facing some difficulties?
Yes, especially in the beginning. We did a study. I remember some time back I did a study where I went back and interviewed some of our graduates. And they confessed that when they first came to the university, they found some of these restrictions very disturbing. They thought they were not being treated as adults. But they said that by the time they graduated from the university, they had understood the message behind some of our rules. And they have come to appreciate it. And over time now, nobody complains about these things. In fact, it's appreciated. You'll find a few people who complain here and there, but on the whole, I think they have understood the big picture. And it goes back to some of the issues that we've been discussing in the current conference that we are attending here at COMSTECH. To what extent is the university supposed to be involved in character building? If we just interest ourselves on only teaching, giving knowledge and skills, how about building that holistic person that you send out to the community, unless you continue to show them some of the values that they need to inculcate to build their character so that they are strong, they believe in serving others, they are confident, they believe in integrity and honesty. So these are things that over time it has come to be established that IUIU is unique in giving these values to its students, as well as, of course, excellence in teaching and learning. Some of our faculties are really well known for producing good professionals. Like the education faculty is known for producing some of the best teachers in Uganda. We started a medical school, but currently it is highly rated. We have a law school where our law students always perform best when they go in their practical training after the university training. So we have, I think, achieved that balance of producing both professionally well-trained people as well as grounded people whose character enables them now to serve the community when they leave.
Very interesting. In the context of modern higher education, what exactly does integration of knowledge mean to you personally?
Integration of knowledge is really, really important because the concept of education, especially based on Islamic philosophy, is that a human being has body and soul. He has intellect, but also he has a heart. And he's to live on this world and also believe in the next world, afterlife. So with these concepts, education must emulate that binary, both the body and the soul. So if you are training a doctor, for example, he should not just be interested in talk about the disease of the body, but they should also be interested in the well-being of the person and their psychological and spiritual being. When you have teachers that you're producing, they're expected to go there not just teach math, but also teach students good behavior, respect for others, team spirit. So if you don't combine these aspects and you only concentrate on the training them in science or their particular field, then you are losing something. And that's why you find the whole world is grappling with the kind of graduate that comes out of the university. What kind of graduate do we want for the 21st century? Do we just want people who are like machines? They can do the job, but when it comes to issues of right and wrong, they are not interested. Or when it comes to issues of integrity and honesty, there have been some ugly incidents in hospitals in Uganda where a doctor is faced with a patient. She comes to deliver and she has complications, but the hospital needs fees. And some doctors insist that before they can help that patient deliver the baby, she must pay. And in one unfortunate incident some time back, a patient died because of that. But what kind of doctor are you who is going to concentrate on the issue of money but forget about your call to save that patient? I'm sure that doctor must be regretting, because if they had allowed that woman to deliver the baby, the money would come. It is easy to get the money after you've treated the person. So it can't just be about treatment without thinking about the bigger picture of saving a human life. And that cannot be done unless there is integration of knowledge. The revelation from God is part of where we get our knowledge, but also the human knowledge is important, and therefore the two must come together. You must teach mathematics, but also teach what is the purpose of life. Why are we here? Why do we have to serve others? And what will happen to us after we die? As Muslims, those are important issues that every school and university must be interested in, and therefore the integration of knowledge must be part of the way we deal with our curricula and the way we deal with things. Yes, we have tried over time, working with the International Institute of Islamic Thought, for example. Some of our faculty are writing textbooks in their own fields of specialization that also integrate some aspects of revealed knowledge, where they talk about the Quranic teachings about some of these there's areas of specialization. So the textbook would incorporate some aspects of revealed knowledge, but also provide the actual content for that specialization. We also, all students at the university also must take a compulsory course on the introduction to Islam, as well as introduction to the Quran. So they have to take those courses as part of their curriculum, every student. And we also have halaqas, sessions that we provide after school, after the school in different, and on weekends and during holidays, where students get lecturers to talk about the connection between Islamic teachings and their specializations, and also how they can be meaningful citizens when they go back out to serve after graduation. So we believe that this combination of having textbooks that have integrated knowledge, but also activities that force the students to deal with these issues by hearing speakers or them getting involved in those activities by themselves, helps them to inculcate these values that are so critical for them when they go back to serve in the community.
What is the biggest challenge for Islamic universities in general, especially in Africa?
There are several challenges. I think one of them, of course, is being able to have the right senior professors and senior faculty who can do research in Islamic studies and Arabic language, but also to interpret Islam in a way that builds the nations and also avoids extreme production of extreme ideas. Because as you know, over the last 20 or so years, there have been some groups that have come and misinterpreted the meaning of Islam and have caused several problems. And some of them, I think, are foreign-based or foreign-sponsored. So we want to make sure that one of our challenges at Islamic universities is to ensure that we have the right kind of personnel to teach Islam that is meant to help to develop the country and also live in a multi-religious context. In Uganda, for example, Muslims were a minority. Although Uganda is a member of the OIC, but Muslims are a minority. So we have to be able to live with the other groups in our countries across Africa. So you want to be able to establish faculty of Islamic studies and Arabic language, but at the same time have leaders who understand that we live in a small world, we all have to live together, and therefore the way we teach our religion must embrace that diversity. Secondly, the other major challenges for universities is that of finance. Our university mostly is dependent on tuition from students. So it's the parents who support the university. And many of these parents sometimes are poor. So the university, we have to have a balance of not charging the market rate, because if we charge the market rate, we shall disenfranchise the community that we want to serve. And also try to seek, we need partners and agencies that can help sponsor some of our poor students. This finances is very important. And of course, the third one is leadership. You need leaders who understand the big picture, who can bring together the staff and mobilize them to be dedicated to work for the university and university goals and vision. So leadership issues, financial issues, as well as having good staff that understand the dynamics of the societies where they are. Those are some of the challenges that our universities are facing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum.